brothers, Kaalan K.R. Walker. I interviewed him about 2 weeks ago here on Instagram. He has some good news that he's going to be dropping about his case. The brother has won. He can't. So we're going to go live in a minute. We're waiting for him to tap in right now. He's going to make a very important announcement. Good news. Brother Kaalan, how you doing, beloved? All right, I'm happy for you,
I'm happy, King. Man. I'm happy.
I'm happy for you, King. Go ahead and let the people know what the good news is involving your case and these allegations where you were being accused by 10 different women of sexual abuse, harassment, rape. You went to jail for it. You've been fighting it for several years.
On the 22nd, my case is to be dropped because of evidence surfacing of the women that accused me of rape, video evidence of them having consensual sex with me.
Powerful, brother, powerful. How did you learn about this? Through the attorney?
I'm sorry. I'm just really happy. I'm pissed and I'm happy at the same time, sir.
Yes,
One,
sir.
because those 3 years of my life, I would never get back record deals or anything until these major blogs cover this story. They can't say this about a black man or a man, period, and then sweep this under the rug.
Absolutely. So that means the Shade Room in particular, but not limited to them, but the Shade Room, who appears to have played a significant role in the undermining of your career and reputation based on these unproven allegations, they definitely need to step forward and do a corrective story. They need to correct the false narrative that they put out there on your name. And not only the Shade Room, I'm going to make all black media responsible for telling the truth about your situation, because your case is critical from the perspective that it shows that these allegations can often be wrong. It shows that women do not always tell the truth. It shows that celebrities and black men in general can, in fact, be set up for smear campaigns just to feed into a narrative of a so-called, quote-unquote, toxic black masculinity. So Ebony, Essence, Jet, okay, all of our online black media platforms, our Youtubian intellectual masturbation sites, you know, who sit around and talk and gossip, they now need to clear your name up. This is something positive, showing that a black celebrity has finally beat the false allegations. A black celebrity has finally come out on top of these false allegations. You understand? So maybe this will give fuel for Bill Cosby's case. Maybe this will give fuel for Deshaun Watson's case and any other black man who may be innocent of the allegations. We definitely don't take sex abuse against women lightly. It is a very serious problem in this country and in this world. But when a man is innocent, we're not talking about when a man is guilty, but when a man is innocent, I think it is the responsibility of all black media to expose just how corrupt and unfair this whole process is. Because as you said, Brother Kaalan, although you will get your life back, look at how much of your life they took.
So for anybody that's unaware in here, since nobody wants to say it and everybody's scared to say it, women, I have too much love and respect for y'all. I will never take advantage of a person ever in my life. I'm not built that way, ever. But my life was taken away because I spent 3 years in jail for an accident. A racist white cop put me in jail off of assuming fake women that made false allegations about me and put me in jail without no evidence, deleted my evidence out the phone, and now all of a sudden my case is getting dropped on the 22nd. When I had 20 women on my case, now I have 10, now it's getting dropped.
So for the whole thing to get dropped, it also shows that they were all working together.
100%. But I also want to make this very clear. On the 22nd, I need to hear and see for myself in that courtroom it getting dropped. Because until it's announced by the judge, I need to have full faith in the justice system. You know how the justice system is. They don't want brothers to get off easy. So my fight is still not over. That's what I heard. But when I go in there, if they try to pull some bullshit, I'm still going to fight because I know I'm innocent. Or when I walk up in there, if they say the case is dropped, when I walk out of there, I want to hate people. I want to be mad. I want to be frustrated. I want to be angry, but I have to let it go.
Yeah, you do.
I have to forgive everything that happened to me, and I have to let it go because I will live the rest of my life bitter.
Absolutely.
To the men out there, you need to be safe. Don't be out here slanging your stuff everywhere. Be safe. Be smart with it. To the women, if all the women out there, if you know any woman that is spiteful and wants to falsely accuse a man of sexual assault because they're angry, I will ask you women to have a conversation with that woman and let her know how dangerous that is, how irresponsible that is, how important it is to make things like that not happen. Because if that continues to happen, if men and women in general lie about rape allegations, what that does to the community is it tells to be heard. But if there's women using that as a weapon because they're angry at a man, it takes away the credibility of the whole movement. That's a problem. So if you're a woman in here and you're mad at a man or mad at a woman about anything and you're lying to the cops saying something happened to you and it didn't, you need to stop that shit. That is very irresponsible and completely insensitive. I lost my movie deals, my acting, my music, and I have to fight to get it back now. Do not lie about rape. Women, don't do it. Stop. Men, don't do it either. Men, if you're lying or women are lying, if you're lying about being sexually assaulted, being beaten up, abuse, and you know, if you're a woman right now, you're thinking, my baby daddy's not talking to me, I'm gonna say he beat me up. Or I want to keep sleeping with him, but he got a girl, so he's not talking to me. Cause I have to let y'all men know, y'all have to be responsible. Why? Because I made that mistake. Especially if you think about getting in any type of entertainment business. Men, my advice for y'all, if y'all come in this game, there are going to be a lot of temptation. And you're going to have money, status. Money, status is very dangerous when you're a man. Your face will be plastered all over the fucking world, and the girls can go in hiding. The DAs have been dropping off my case. This is my 7th DA that's been off my case. The women, the accusers have been disappearing. No girls have been calling me a rapist anymore. Everybody's slowly backing off. The detective on my case has not shown up to court because she knows she falsely accused me. Everybody, my bail got dropped from $4 million to $400,000. They took my ankle monitor off. They're doing all this shit to take me off of this case because they know I'm innocent. They know. Women, stop lying about rape. Men, stop slinging your dick everywhere. Women, stop lying about rape. Stop lying about sexual abuse. Stop lying about abuse. You are taking credibility away from the real people who's been abused. I have real people in my family that's been abused. If they go to the cops and say something, I don't want the cops to be like, there's nothing I could do about it because we've been seeing girls lie about this. And now the real accusers don't get a voice. The Me Too movement is for women with a voice. And men, give them a voice. Stop using the Me Too as a weapon. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You can get, ladies, you can get angry with a man. If a man came to the cops and said, this girl raped me, and the cops can come arrest y'all women like y'all get us men arrested easily, there will be no rape allegations because y'all wouldn't play with y'all lives, but y'all play with men's lives. That's not a joke. That's not cool.
That's true. And as you said, Brother Kaalan, the men need to be responsible. You have to be responsible because you have too much to lose. I'll share a situation that I went through 6 years ago.
Wow.
I had met a sister down in Fort Lauderdale at the DrUmarJohnson celebration.
Wow.
And she was from Philadelphia, but she had been living down in Florida for a while. She had came back to Philadelphia, and we saw each other 3 times in the course of a week. 3 times in the course of a week. And the last time we shouldn't have seen each other, but she followed me to the funeral of one of our grandmaster teachers and said she didn't have a way to get back home to Philadelphia. I had planned to stay in New York City that night and hang out with my fellas, but obviously I felt obligated to drive her back to Philadelphia, which I did. And she had asked to, you know, spend some time with me. So that third encounter, should have never happened, but she kind of engineered it. So it had to happen by saying that, you know, she didn't bring her car with her to New York and she had missed the last bus back to Philadelphia. And I found out after the fact that there is no last bus to Philadelphia, that you can get in and out of New York City to Philly whenever you want to. But I didn't know that. And so a couple of weeks later, I guess it was, in fact, I remember the date. It was the anniversary of the Brown versus Board of Education decision of 1954, the school desegregation Supreme Court decision. I was speaking in Atlanta, May 17th, 2005. And the next day, I was invited to the graduation of this young sister whose family I knew. I didn't know her personally, but I knew the whole family. I knew her and the family. And since I had never attended an HBCU graduation, they invited me to one. So I went to it. And I think that this is from Atlanta to London, England, Birmingham, England, to speak at the 2015 African Liberation Day, when she messaged me and said, you better call me or I'm going to expose you. What had happened, Brother Kaalan, was she was an exotic dancer. She was an exotic dancer, but she didn't tell me this up front. She told me this afterwards, right? And she decided to go on to smear the fact that she was an exotic dancer, but she wasn't getting enough attention off of simply, you know, saying that we had consensual relations. What she did was, let me finish this piece. She started to lie. And what she started to say, this is what she started to say. She started to say that I was spending the school fundraising money, the money we raised for the FDMG Academy. She said I was spending it on her. She said I was flying her around. I was taking her out to eat. We were going on vacations. Here's the only problem, Brother Kaalan. I only saw you 3 times in 1 week. And every time I saw you was in Philadelphia. We never went out. We never traveled. We never went anywhere. So how was I spending the school money on you when we never went anywhere at all? You understand? Yeah. But she saw that simply telling people that we were together wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to make people jump on a bandwagon and assassinate my character. So she upgraded the lie by saying I was stealing school money. But here's where the media played into it. Nobody asked her for any evidence. Nobody asked her. Nobody said, did you see the school check? Did you see the school bank account? Did you see the school debit card? She had no proof and no evidence. But here's the thing, Kaalan. They didn't want the proof and evidence because, as you know, with your own case, they're not looking for the truth unless the truth is sexy. If the truth ain't sensational, they don't want it. And so the truth of my situation wasn't sensational. So nobody wanted to find out if the woman was lying or not because they was getting too many views and too much yardage off the lie. So for years, she was going around telling people I was stealing the school money, spending it on her, and nobody ever asked for a single shred of proof. And what bothered me is some of the more respectable Black media platforms did a story on this. DR.UMAR dates this exotic dancer, steals school money and spends it on her. And what bothered me about them was you never covered the work I do saving Black boys. You never covered the work I do helping Black parents. You never covered the revolutionary inroads that I've made in the school to prison pipeline. I've done things no other school psychologist has ever done.
I've always seen you in the blogs, but it was never for nothing positive.
Absolutely.
But it's you when you're losing your mind. That's when they. That's when blogs cover me. When that's when they cover. They're not covering me talking to little like girls about their music career over Instagram Live and playing a beat for them. They're not talking when a boy's calling me about an insecurity he has with his self-esteem, and I'm talking to him on the phone, or I'm talking to fans interacting or smiling and being happy. They don't capture that. It makes me. These media companies make me feel they don't care about men. I understand. Listen. I would never discredit the power of a woman, the strength of a woman, the hard work ethic of a woman. There are a lot of good women out there. But the women who lie about rape, they are evil people. And I want to share a couple more things because I want to clear some things up. I got a lot of people DMing me pretty much wondering what the race of these women are because they feel like that matters. So I'm going to share this with you, Dr.UMAR, because you did give me the platform. So I want to make this clear. I don't want you to be disappointed. I want you to just process it. because I know you're black, 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 black. I didn't want to tell you this last time because I didn't want to break your spirit, but I got to share it with you, sir. The women on my case, the 10 women, 7 Hispanics, 2 black women, and 1 white girl on my case.
So a question I would have for you, moving forward, do you feel that it would be in your best interest to stick to your race? I mean, politically, you know my position, but I'm simply asking you, after going through some, not to say black women aren't capable of doing something like this, but most of the time, when a black male celebrity is being ran through the mud on false sexual allegations, 90% of the time, it's non-black women. It's not. Look at Deshaun Watson. Most of them are not black. Bill Cosby, only 1 or 2 was black out of like 40 women. So here you are, another celebrity going through the same thing with non-black women. So why is it so difficult for black male celebrities to date within the race?
So let me get back to one part you said. The women on the case, like I said, 7 is the women that falsely accused me. 7 Hispanic women, 2 black women, and 1 white girl.
Now with the Hispanic though, can you define that further? Because Hispanic is not a race. You could be white Hispanic, you could be Afro Hispanic. Or should I say Latino is not a race? When you use the word Hispanic, that generally implies some kind of African ancestry.
So it's 7 Latino women, 2 black women, and 1 white girl. Now,
so the 7 Latino women, how many of them were white Latino versus African Latino?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I don't want to.
Got you. But would you say that almost none of the 7, even if they were Afro Latino genetically and ancestrally, almost none of the 7 identified as black? Correct.
I didn't ask about their personal. I haven't had them in a while, but I do want to say something in regards to that. God, I'm ashamed to say it, but remember I told you I gotta always speak my truth. All these girls on my case are the Instagram girls, the show the body, show the beard the man in with the good looks, show the butt off, act like they're doing it for them. I fell for it. I fell for the big body and the smile.
So you inboxed them or they inboxed you? Who made the first move?
So no. Girls in my past, I've slid in some DMs. I'm human. I think every man has. But these ones on my case, if they either see me in person or they'll DM me hard eyes, and then they'll delete the DM or something like that. When I was just talking, I would just talk to people in my DMs. Girl, guy, I was just talking.
What's the purpose of them deleting the DM, deleting the eyes?
So it looks like I contacted them first.
Okay.
All these girls on my case, everybody in the culture knows what the Instagram girls are. It's the girls that are showing off their body, that want the attention from men. What they do, once I realized what took place, what these specific women do, they show off their breast, they show off their ass, they show off their physiques because they know it's going to get attention. And then when they're combing through their DMs, they're going to pick the most successful man, the famous guy, the rich guy, the successful. That's why they do it. And they make it seem like they don't do it for attention, but that's what they do. And I fell for it. All these girls on my case are Instagram girls. And I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at myself.
Now, here's the big thing though, Kaalan. You can't let this happen again.
I know.
Because even if the allegations are false, they can hurt you the second time around. You follow? Because everybody's expecting you to learn from that experience. You see? So you can't fall for this again.
I'm gonna be honest. I want to know.
You're gonna have to. Your discipline for you. Discipline for you is a matter of life and death for your professional career.
100%. I'm learning this. I want to ask your opinion, your professional opinion, while I got you. This whole experience has made, like I said, when I go outside, somebody knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I've had girls be super nice to me, next to me, hey, try to rub on all this stuff. And it's causing me to be awkward, socially awkward with girls, because it's like, like, how you doing? Or, hey, what's up? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I could tell I'm getting uncomfortable around women. Do you understand why I feel that way? Or I'm trying to find a balance. I love women. I appreciate women, all ages, race. I appreciate women, period. But it's this situation was so traumatic for me. It kind of made me have trust issues with women in general. And I don't want to feel that way. Is there any advice you can give me to keep me out of that stigma? Because I don't want to walk outside and any woman that tries to shake my hand, I'm like panicking. Like, I don't want to walk. I won't be able to function in society. Do you have any advice on how I can fix that?
I think the way in which you engage women has to change to some extent. And I think you can still be down to earth. You can still be open. You can still be social.
Yeah.
But the content of the conversation needs to remain above board.
Yeah.
Because I think now that this has happened, there's going to be women out there who are going to come for you again, because they're not happy that you won. They're not happy that you came out on top. And so your next 2 to 3 years are going to be critical for you to protect your image, because they're going to come for you again. And it could be the same women from this case who send other women. So I wouldn't be surprised if you start getting, I wouldn't be surprised if you start getting DM'd.
Why is it that? Why is it like that? Why would women tell other women, hey, go try to flirt with him and then lie? Like, why? Like, that's evil.
Because it is evil. And evil is real. Evil is real. Evil is very real. There are people in this world who exist to do harm to others. It's a very real phenomenon.
So based off your story, let me tell you something, Dr. Umar. I've already had respect for you, but my eye opened up to you in a whole new light after you just shared that story about what you just shared with me. Mm-hmm. Because I've never seen you, or at least from what I've read, I've never seen you even talk about this on any platform.
Right.
So having the strength and the confidence to say that in front of your audience when you're such a strong political figure yourself says a lot about you as a man and what your beliefs are. I'm sorry that happened to you, but listening to your story, I think I'm starting to understand. It may be triggering to people to say, but I'm going to say this here since nobody want to say it. Men are victims too, but it's not the popular opinion for men to be victims. There are men out here that gets raped. There are men out here that get beaten. And if we went to the cops and told the cops on a woman, the cops would not do shit.
True.
That's why everybody, that's go ahead. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
No. But you're correct. I never spoke on that situation publicly.
Wow.
Maybe once or twice, but I let the whole smear campaign take its course. And the reason I let it take its course is because I knew that nobody was interested in the truth. They were only interested in the sensationalism. And there were a lot of guys in the Black conscious community who were jealous of my stature in the Black conscious community, and I wouldn't let them use me or make money off my name. And they really used that as an opportunity to try to destroy me. And I just waited it out, and it didn't work. You understand? So, I learned a lot from it, though, just like you have to learn a lot from your situation. Like, prior to that, I had never met a woman who would lie to destroy a man who didn't want to be with them, having only saw him for a week. You understand? Like, we had almost no time in, but she created a narrative that made people think we were dating for months. I had literally saw her 4 times. The time I met you in Florida, and the 3 days I saw you in that same week. That's it. We had no history, but she created a whole story, a whole narrative from it. But again, nobody was interested in the truth. They were only interested in slandering my name. So she was never asked real questions that a real investigator would ask. They never asked her anything like, what evidence do you have that he spent school money? And she blatantly lied and said, I took her out, we traveled, we never done anything like that. You understand? But the point that I'm making, because that's over, I don't hold no grudges against her. I took that as a learning curve for me that said, you better protect yourself. because there's people out here who don't care if you saving black boys. They don't care if you're trying to open up a school. They want to destroy you just because they can't do what you're doing. And she was one of those people. And one thing that you have to understand is that people will come into your life to destroy it. And you already said it. People will come into your life for a come up, to get something from you. And when it don't work, they will try to destroy you. I've seen it. It's happened with me. Okay. And so you just got to be careful out here, because everybody does not believe in you. They just act like they do when you on top.
I want to tell you this now, Dr. Umar. You ain't going to believe this, though. I never talk about this publicly because I was like, who would believe me right now? When I have these allegations and I'm yelling I'm innocent, I just look like the crazy guy yelling he's innocent. After Superfly came out, this is how sick it got. I've had women, after Superfly came out, say, if you don't give me money, I'm going to lie and say you raped me.
Wow.
Straight to my fucking face.
Wow.
And then I go, do what you do. What the fuck? You can't do that shit. And they did that shit. I've had women say, post me on your Instagram. Then I say no. Then they'll go, fuck you then. And then we'll go online and said, I was around this guy. He was a vicious predator. I'm scared for my life. I've literally had women hold shit over my head and say, if you don't pay me this, I'm going to say you raped me.
Mm.
There are really women out there that are like that. Like with the girl that gave me the consensual oral sex. Didn't, like, you just couldn't tell your man where your mistake you made?
Right. Well, here's the thing, though, Kaalan, and you're younger than I am. You need to find you a woman or two. They ain't got to be your wife. They might not even be permanent. But you need to find you one or two women, bro, who can hold you down while you rebuild your career. You can't be out here dating and experimenting with different chicks because you don't know when the next time you're going to step on a landmine.
I got a lady. I got a lady, and I want to acknowledge this on your platform. Okay, this is how sick it got. I've had women, after Superfly came out, say, if you don't give me money, I'm going to lie and say you raped me.
Wow.
Straight to my fucking face.
Wow.
And then I go, do what you do. What the fuck? You can't do that shit. And they did that shit. I've had women say, post me on your Instagram. Then I say no. Then they'll go, fuck you then. And then we'll go online and said, I was around this guy. He was a vicious predator. I'm scared for my life. I've literally had women hold shit over my head and say, if you don't pay me this, I'm going to say you raped me.
Mm.
There are really women out there that are like that. Like with the girl that gave me the consensual oral sex. Didn't, like, you just couldn't tell your man where your mistake you made?
Right. Well, here's the thing, though, Kaalan, and you're younger than I am. You need to find you a woman or two. They ain't got to be your wife. They might not even be permanent. But you need to find you one or two women, bro, who can hold you down while you rebuild your career. You can't be out here dating and experimenting with different chicks because you don't know when the next time you're going to step on a landmine.
I got a lady. And I got a lady, and I want to acknowledge this on your platform. Okay? I have a lady. She doesn't look black, so everybody assumes she was white. So I want to give you some backstory on that, because I know.
What is she, though? What is her nationality?
She is Native American, Cape Verdean, and French.
Okay.
I see you rubbing your beard, and I'm gonna be honest, right? You a grown man, I'm a grown man. We can have these discussions. I know. So let me tell you back what you been preaching. I understand your belief in interracial relationships. I understand your belief in those type of things, right? But I also have my beliefs. I didn't get with her based on race. She's Native American, Cape Verdean, and French. She's mixed. I got with her because that was the woman that held me down when I lost everything.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, talk to me.
But I want you to finish that.
I've been waiting. Let's go. I know.
When is the last time you dated a black woman?
I've had 4 girlfriends in my life. her being the most recent and the last one, my first 3 relationships were all black women. But unfortunately, since you asked me this question, I have to tell you why I'm not with them anymore. And this is embarrassing me, but I don't want to lie. Since we're going to have a straightforward conversation, let's have one. My first relationship, she told me she loved me. She ended up getting gang banged by 3 or 4 of my friends at the same time. I was in the hood at the time. She was having sex with all 4 of the guys. The guys that I thought were my friends told me that she's a good woman, stick with her. So while I was kissing up on her and bringing her flowers and telling her I'm in love with her and calling her a beautiful black queen and all these things, if we go to a house party one night, I fall asleep in one of the rooms. She's in the room with me. We're cuddled up. I wake up, walk in the living room. She's getting gang banged by 3 or 4 of the dudes at the party at the same time. Then the next morning, she wakes up. I caught her. I said, we're done. She says, I don't know what you're talking about. I caught her cheating on me with 4 dudes. And then she told me that didn't happen. We broke up. Mm-hmm. Second girlfriend. I was dancing, jerking, all that stuff. Like jerking, like the little dance move you're jerking. It was a popular dance craze back in the day. Mm-hmm. I'm with this girl. This girl breaks up with me on my birthday. These are all black women. My second girl breaks up with me on my birthday. Breaks up with me on my birthday. I'm like, why are we breaking up? I look on her phone. She has on her phone screen, she's cuddled up with a man holding her. And she dumped me. She said I was too nice and respectful. She said, you're too nice. Like, you're too, like, you pay too much attention to me. Like, I don't like that. And she dumped me because I was too nice. And the guy she was with was an asshole. And that's what she preferred. So the first girl that I love very much, caught her getting gang banged by 3 or 4 of my homies in a room.
How old were you when you were with the first one?
14.
14, okay. And how old were you with the second one who dumped you for the guy?
18.
And tell me about the third one.
Third one. Oh God, man. Ooh, you opening some shit, Doc. Fuck. Sorry. I'm just getting pissed off thinking about how they did me. Everything I was taught by my mom about respect women, only date black women, only do these things, is the exact opposite of what happened. She told me if I respect women, bring them flowers, call them every day, tell them I love them, that value them, do these respectful things to them, I will get the same energy. And everything my mom told me how to treat these women, the exact opposite happened. The first girl ran through by all the guys that I thought were my friends, and they both lied about it. The second girl dumped me because I was too nice. And now this one, we were together for years. I'm 26 now. I met her at 18. We were together probably till like 2016, like 3-4 years. I got with her because she lived in San Diego at the time. She would come visit at my spot, and I would only see her once a week. So we enjoyed each other's company. Black woman, beautiful black woman. Every week will pass. She'll come once a week. She ended up staying for nights and nights and nights. She went and wowed my mother. She brought my mother flowers, my mother food, my mother fell in love with her. Mm-hmm. My mother started promoting to me, this needs to be your girl. This is your girl now. This is your girl now. This is your girl, right? And one day she was making breakfast. The girlfriend at the time was making breakfast. This is actually the same girl I told you about the story about the busting in the house and all that stuff. That's her. She was cooking dinner one day, and my mom caught me on the spot and was like, yo, you guys make a cute couple. I love that y'all are in a relationship. And I looked at my mom like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the girl said, yeah, what are we? I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I said, we're in a relationship. I didn't want to really be in that relationship. So I was in a relationship I didn't want to be in from the social pressure of my mom telling me that this needs to be my relationship or everything else is going to fuck up.
So how did that relationship end?
End up being with this girl. We ended up breaking up. Then she fuck. Sorry, man. You asked me questions and I can't lie. She ended up fucking a rapper I look up to behind my back. A famous rapper. I was asleep one night. She went to the club with her friends at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. and the rapper I look up to fucked her, took her to his crib in Malibu, in Calabasas, smashed her. She came back at 6 o'clock in the morning, tell me it didn't happen. Then I found out it did happen, and then she lied to me and told me it didn't happen.
So let me ask you that.
So while we're in a relationship, once all that shit kicked off, we start cheating on each other. We were both cheating because we were used to each other, but I don't think we were in love with each other. Okay. So after that happened, remember I told you I went to jail?
Mm-hmm.
We were together in jail, and she ended up telling me, I'm going to stick by you through this whole situation. I love you. I got your back. Come to find out, I will always call her every day. My insecurities is, man, when you're locked in a jail cell and you want to believe somebody or talk to your woman every day because she makes you feel safe, the only thing on my mind is who she's fucking, who are you fucking? I said, are you sleeping with anybody out there? And where did she go? She said, no, baby, I'm only here for you. Nobody can get my body. I'm waiting my soul, my spirit. God brought us together. My body's here for you. Come to find out, months later, she came to me at a visit, broke down crying, and announced to me that she was sleeping with 4 rich men the entire time I was locked up. Breaking my fucking trust. Telling me I'm the one for her. Telling me God brought us together. The same woman who's saying God brought us together was fucking 4 rich men. All different races. She was fucking a rich black dude, rich Indian man, rich Latino man, fucking big baller dudes, getting smashed by everybody, but coming to me for the affection, but getting the sex and money from everybody else.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Not necessarily in her defense, but maybe in the interest of karma. Given that your case involved these 10 women who falsely accused you,
yeah,
was she not within her right to go outside of the relationship since you already had?
We both went out. We both went outside the relationship. But let me tell you this, though. Let me tell you my childish thinking, and now that I'm older, my grown man thinking. My childish thinking is, if you with me, you with me. She cheated with big ballers. I cheated. We were just cheating on each other, living with each other, just cheating. Just what the fuck are we together for? But we were used to each other. So when I went to jail, and she told me I want to be with you in jail. I said, don't be with me if you can't be faithful. It's going to fuck up my head. I'm already fighting life. Mm-hmm. She goes, I want to be with you. God brought us together. We're going to get through this. The entire time she was telling me she wasn't cheating, everybody in jail was like, bro, she's getting smashed, bro. That bitch getting fucked, bro. And I didn't believe them. I didn't believe them. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable talking about this shit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
She comes to visit and she's breaking down. And she's like, I have to tell you something. I've been sleeping with 4 dudes while I've been telling you that I haven't been sleeping with anybody because I wanted your affection even though I was having sex somewhere else. I was pissed off and I hated her guts for it. But after I got out of jail, if a man, I know this may sound fucked up, but now that I'm older and I come to my senses, a woman does not need to force herself. Just because my life stopped doesn't mean hers had to. So if I'm in jail, how selfish would I be not realizing that this woman she needs pleasure as mentally, emotionally, and physically. How am I to tell this woman to stop feeling good physically? I had to realize that she has the right to do whatever she wants to out there in the real world. And I need to be grateful that she even answered the fucking phone for me in jail just to have a conversation to check on my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't hate her like I used to. I realize as a grown-ass man, if the roles were reversed as men, if our women were locked up, will we not fuck nothing? Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. I had to think about that. So no, she had the right to do what she did. I'm mad that she lied, but I have no malice in my heart. I would not encourage anyone if there's a man in jail, if she needs to be physically pleasured, to not go be physically pleasured. Just because a woman, this is the thing, a woman can sleep with a man and not feel no emotional connection. She felt an emotional connection with me, but she had to get her nut off. I'm just being honest with you. And I couldn't be selfish about that. A woman has the right to do that with her body. So
let me ask you a question.
What's up?
With those 3 relationships you had with the young women, is it possible that you have developed a core belief, a core dysfunctional belief about Black women based on those three experiences that may help explain why you haven't really dated any sisters since you became famous?
It's not that I haven't dated any sisters that I became famous. When I got to jail, I loved the woman who loved me. She stuck by me, came to visits, answered the phone, introduced me to her family. I don't care if she was blue, orange, green, yellow, black, white, anything. The fact she was there for me, I'm loyal to her. It has nothing to do with race. I'm gonna make it very clear. I love my black sisters. I love black women. I would never change that. I even had a conversation, and listen, I want to ask you, Cape Verdean, Native American, and French. She's mixed with 3 different nationalities. So she has a mix. She has some black, some white, some French. She's mixed. So I don't think people are taking that into consideration. But my love for a black woman will never fucking change. I even had a conversation with her. If you're watching this, babe, I'm sorry, but I got to be honest. I made it very clear when I got out of jail. I said, you would never understand the black struggle. I told this to her face. I said, if you act like you understand the black struggle, we're going to have a problem. If you try to speak on behalf of black people, act like you're not privileged, we're going to have a problem. The thing that I respect about her and I love about that woman, she educates herself. If there's a black issue going on, she comes to me and she asks me, hey, tell me about this. She doesn't insert herself because she knows she's not fully black. Her being mixed, having some mixture of different things, she's not fully anything. So I understand that. But I make it very clear. If she has questions about race, I say, yo, this is this, this is that. If you disrespect a black woman, make a comment about a black woman, I'm going to get in your ass. If you say anything about black people, period, and you understanding that you have a certain privilege you come with that we don't have, I'm going to get in your ass. I educate her about it. And she supports and she understands. I've seen this woman be out there marching for Black Lives Matter. I've seen her out there marching, supporting the community, and I appreciate that about her. I don't care if the woman was any race. I fell in love with the woman who fell in love with me, who looked out for me when I lost everything. If it was a black woman, I would have been out here with a black woman. If it was a white girl that held me down, I would have been out here with a white girl. If it was a Latino woman, I would have been out here with her. If it was an Asian girl, she loved me when I lost everything. I will always have a special place in my heart for her, and I'm going to be loyal to her. I don't care what race she is, but that's not going to take away my love for black women. I love black women, bro. Don't get it twisted. And even though my first 3 relationships were black women, those three mistakes or those 3 situations that I went through with those, everybody's in relationships. We all grow. We all make mistakes. Me getting my heart broke by those women can never take away my love for a black woman. It can never, ever. Ever. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest with you. And I know you probably looking at me right now doing a thing like, but you're with a girl who's mixed. I understand that, Doc, and I see you smiling. But the thing is, I'm not with her because of her race. I'm with her because she loved me, dog. If you got, knock on wood, if you got placed in jail tomorrow, Dr.UMAR, and there was a woman talking to you for 2.5 years straight and held you down, put money on your dicks, answered the phone, came to visit you, and you never knew her race, and you got out and saw she was Latina, you dumping her? You leaving her when she showed you?
Absolutely. I can only be with a black woman. But see, let me ask you this, Kaalan, because the people want me to ask you this.
Yeah, man. Oh my God.
Here's the contradiction as some of them see in black male celebrities, and they feel your case exemplifies that.
Okay.
And that is when the black male gets caught up in phony sex abuse charges like you have with non-black women. The black community comes to your aid. And then after you beat those charges, the same black men often go back to non-black women. Is that not a form of disrespect to black women? I'm in trouble. Black community, come save me. Once you save me, I'm not going to come back home to you. I'm going to go right back out there and get another snow bunny. How do you respond to that?
Okay. I'm going to say this, sir. I did not love this woman because of her race. I loved this woman because she was there for me when I called everybody and nobody picked up. She was there for me. She answered every call, wrote letters, everything. If I lose everything and she's there for me, no matter what race she is, black woman, white woman, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, I love her because she was loyal to me. It has nothing to do with race why I love her. If this was a black woman in jail answering my phone call, I would be in a relationship with a black woman right now.
How did you meet her? Like she started reaching out to you randomly?
No, I knew her before jail. We were friends.
Okay.
We were cool, real cool. She was respectful. She handled her businesswoman. I respect that. She saw my allegations. She's very involved in the music business, very involved. But she saw my allegations and reached out to my family and said, I don't believe this bullshit, because he was a perfect gentleman when he met me. Put me in contact with him. She made an effort to make sure I was okay. I called everybody, all races, all my friends, everybody, and nobody picked up. She showed a loyalty to me that's unheard of. So for you to say, and I respect you, we're just having a very calm debate. For you to tell me or say or recommend or say what you would do is you would have a woman be there for you when shit was the hardest, and I get out of jail, then leave her. I feel like that's insensitive to her, because there's women, I'm gonna be honest with you, Doc, there are women that watch you that are not black, and they look up to you, but they're scared to speak to because they feel like they're not welcome here. And if they're not welcomed here, that's fine. That's your beliefs or not, or that's fine. But what I'm saying is, I love black women. I can't change that shit. I told my lady I love black women, but I can't leave. I'm not gonna leave because when she showed loyalty to me, just because I'm like, oh, I'm out of jail now I'm dumping you. Thank you for looking out for me and being there for me when shit got hard.
But we're not talking about the fact that she was with you in jail. We're talking about the fact that you chose her prior to going to jail. I
didn't choose her prior to going to jail. I didn't choose her. We were
friends. But y'all had a relationship, though.
No, we were friends. We were friends.
Okay.
She contacted me after I was in jail. I knew her as friends. We were passed by friends, like at events.
Is she the only woman who contacted you while you were in jail?
Yes, I got letters from girls of different races, but she's the one who stayed consistent.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
If I spoke
you milking this shit, dog. It's okay. It's okay.
No, because I have to explore the contradiction.
Fine. Yeah.
Of what appears to be a lack of cultural commitment.
Okay. So let's.
And so my question is, if I was to speak to black women who know you,
got it,
your age group, elders, those who knew you before you became famous, those who've met you since.
Yes.
If I were to ask them, does this man have a preference for non-black women? What would most of them say?
They'll be like, I love black women. All my relationships are black women. And I grew up, I don't know if this is good to say. But coming up where I grew up, my mom told me, she was like, you're going to be with a black girl. That's a fact. I'm like, I know that. She was like, I grew up on Crenshaw and Slauson. That's the hood. If you're not aware, that's the projects. This may sound, I don't care if it sounds selfish or fucked up. Growing up, I told myself, I said, yo, if you're not a black woman, I ain't fucking with you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I grew up around black women. I love black women. I love the natural bodies. I love the natural hair. I love black women are the culture. There is every other race of people take culture from black people, and especially black women. They take their style, ideas, swag. I love them. The problem is when I got to jail, I loved the woman who loved me. That's all I'm saying.
So let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
That there were black women sliding in your DMs, Instagram models.
Oh, when I got.
And hold on. I'm also pretty sure that you could have dated some of the black Instagram models, but everyone but one of the women you were accused of abusing were non-black. There's just as many black Instagram models as there are non-black. Yes. So why didn't you end up dating more black Instagram models if you don't have a preference for dating outside the race?
I don't want to date Instagram models, period. I was being sexually interactive with different races of women. Like
okay, but how many, okay, understood, but how many of them that you went after? How many black Instagram model DMs did you slide into?
How many black Instagram models that I slide in, pretty much DMs that I slide in?
Because when we look at the women who accused you, most of them were not black. So we can only draw the conclusion that your interest, your sexual interest, your interest in women does not largely include black women. Is that correct?
That doesn't, based off my 10 allegations of people, that doesn't mean I don't like black women.
No, I agree with you. That's why I'm asking.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it. Yo,
how often do you entertain black women?
No. I'm a sucker for black women, big butt black women, all that. There are a lot of black women that I've been intimate with that just didn't accuse me of rape because they know I didn't rape them.
Okay.
I've slid in the lot. God damn, Doc, you peeling some layers back. I was a sucker for the black woman, the curvy body, the big booty. The black girl.
Have you ever taken one of those black women out in public?
Yes, but no, because I know.
Explain yes, but no for me, please.
Okay, I would have got, you know, the cameras. Oh, KR. Okay, I gotta. There's 15 to 20 Instagram girls. Everybody know those 15 to 20 Instagram girls that everybody was seen around or sleeping with or dating. And I'm ashamed to say that I was one of those guys who was interacting with those 10 to 15 famous black Instagram girls with the big booties and the big pictures. And I interacted with them, but it was private because I didn't want to be that person that gets splashed to shade room. Oh, this is this famous Instagram girl's next famous celebrity victim. So I was with them or around them in private settings.
Okay, that's understandable. But
God,
okay, but put them to the side because you're talking about the hoes. Okay, we're not talking about the hoes.
Yeah.
We're talking about Instagram models who may not be hoes or just sisters on Instagram who may not necessarily be models. When is the last time you've been seen around Hollywood with an obviously black woman on your arm?
Oh, right before I went to I got arrested. Literally right before I got arrested, about a week or two. I was at an event with this beautiful black woman. And the problem is if the girl's not in Hollywood and she's with a Hollywood person, she's a new face to Hollywood. So imagine you're me and you bring a beautiful chocolate dark-skinned woman to a Hollywood event. The problem is my status was big, but I'm not megastar level. And there was megastars at the event, black megastars. And when I got there, God, you make me sound like a loser. She left me and went to the bigger black artists.
Who left you?
A regular
black girl. So, but I'm noticing a pattern though, Kaalan. I notice whenever you discuss the sisters, almost every one of them is guilty of some sort of a misdeed involving you. But I don't hear the same thing about the non-black women though. You follow me? I'm seeing where when you discuss, hold on, let me finish this. When you discuss the sisters, there's always a but. This with the sisters. They cheated on you. They got the train ran on them. She left you for the megastar. But I never hear the same type of things happening with the non-black women, which leads me to believe that you have an emotional bias against black women in preference to non-black women, because you have yet to give me a woman who wasn't black because you're guilty of wrongdoing against you.
Because you asked me about black women specifically.
Okay.
All races of women have curved me for a bigger celebrity.
Okay.
The thing that all races, you're asking me about a black woman. If you said, have there been a Latina woman? Yes. Have there been an Asian woman? Yes. But the problem is, I specifically tried to approach the women I knew were out of my league. Like for example, if I approached a black girl, white girl, Latina girl, Hispanic girl, I approached the women who are, God damn it, Umar, you peeling layers. I approached the women who I knew were gold diggers because I grew up watching the videos of the big booty girls and all the girls and those girls. And I know to stay away from them, but I wanted that fantasy of seeing what it's like to be with them.
Okay.
All races of women. I approached and I went out with them. And I know they were only around me for money. And I was okay with that.
Let me ask you this for the sake of clarity. Go ahead.
I played myself bad.
Let me ask you this for the sake of clarity. Because you may very well not have an issue dating within your race. It does appear that you do, little brother, just a little bit, right? But no one knows that for sure. But let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, though. Let's say for the sake of conversation, if you do not have an issue dating black women, is it possible that you have an issue dating black women of a certain complexion? In other words, is it possible that you suffer from light skin supremacy issues?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So let me make it very clear. I'm telling you.
So you dated brown skinned women. You dated dark skinned women.
I told you I'll have 4 relationships in my life. My first 3 relationships were all dark skinned chocolate women.
Okay, but that was also before you blew. Since you blown,
I don't know if you're aware of this, sir. I've been well known since 2009. I've had, yeah. I didn't.
Superfly came out what year?
2018.
Okay, that took you to another level.
Yeah, but I was locked up 2 months after that, so I didn't have time to date.
Understood, but let's split the 9 years in half from 2009 to 2018. Let's go in the middle, 4.5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Since 2013.
Yeah.
Since 2013, have you had a relationship with a black woman at all? And if you had, was she a sister with melanin or was she light skinned?
Yes. She was a black woman. Beautiful black woman. Me and her. Wait, do I have 1, 2, 3? Me and her, we didn't last long because she moved to Vegas. But she was treated me really fucking good. Like made me happy, made me smile, went to our games, laughed, joked. But she moved to Vegas. And after she moved to Vegas, we lost contact. She kinda when she left, I kinda like when I'm in my relationships, like I kinda empty out the rest of the world and only focus on them.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's a problem or a good thing, but when she left to Vegas, that kind of left me like kind of out here by myself and kind of like a lonely type feeling. But like, I don't, man, how do I put this? I don't know if I've got my heart broke by black women, but I'm not biased towards them. No matter how many black women broke my heart, I love black women still type shit. If I was single right now, I'll be looking at a beautiful black woman online. I'll be like, yo, what's up? Like, I'll see her in person. Like, yo, let's go out to eat. Let's have dinner. Nobody can take away my love for black women, not even my woman. I'm not going to change that shit. I'll make it very clear. But Dr. Umar, what I'm trying to tell you, sir, is you're a man that stands on your values and your morals, but I'm not going to sit on here and agree with you like everything you say is my beliefs too. I love the woman who held me down when I was locked up, but I would never allow the woman I'm with to ever disrespect a black woman because I won't fucking tolerate it, and she doesn't. So,
and I respect that part.
Yeah.
The only issue I was getting at, Brother Kaalan,
yeah,
was whether or not at this point in your life, would you even be interested in giving a black woman an opportunity to be with you? Because when we look at black male celebrities, hold on. But when we look at black male celebrities, and you would have to agree with this, black male celebrities in particular, date outside their race more than celebrities of any other culture.
1000%. So you just asked me.
Right. So the question we're asking, how are you different from any of the other black male celebrities who constantly and consistently date outside the race?
If I wasn't in a committed relationship, I don't want you to. One thing I don't want to misconstrue with you, sir. I don't want you to make it seem like being faithful is a problem.
No, I'm not saying that. No, we're not dealing with being faithful. We're dealing with who you're being faithful to and whether or not a black woman had an opportunity to be in that position.
Okay, so 1000%.
Okay.
I will say it to the heavens. I love fucking black women. That's never gonna change.
Wait a minute. Do you love black women or do you love fucking black women? That's two
I
different
love
things.
black women. No, nigga, we ain't doing this. I love black women.
Okay, because white
Black
men will
women.
say I love fucking black
women.
women, but
Yo,
I love fucking black
I'm
women
gonna keep it
isn't
above.
the same as I love black women.
Every race of woman has torn me down. A white woman has torn me down. A Hispanic, Latino woman has torn me down. Asian girl turned me down. A black woman has torn me down. But a black woman have built me back up, and a white woman have built me back up. Asian woman have built me back up. It's not that. I'm just faithful to the woman.
Okay. So you don't have a preference for
man, no.
Mixed race women,
no,
racially neutral women, racially ambiguous women.
I have love for all types of women.
So you have no dating preference when it comes to race or complexion.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. This is the thing. I'm gonna buck with you, sir. A buck with you. If I wasn't in a committed relationship right now, the reason I'm telling you, you're saying would a black woman ever have a chance? 1,000% if I was single. There is this stigma. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. Nowadays, it's cool for a man to be single with 30,000 women around, and that looks cool. I don't know why it's like it's like unpopular, or I don't know what it is, but I'm a faithful man. I want to be faithful. I've cheated before in the past. People I've been with cheated on me. I've cheated. I'm not perfect. Everybody cheats, but I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I'm wrong for being faithful to a woman.
No. That's not the narrative. The narrative or the question on the table is not whether you should cheat on your non-black woman. That's not the question. The question is, how is it that you're so dedicated to the non-black woman?
It's not that
whereas you're not as dedicated to black women from a perspective of considering it a priority to be with one. In other words, you're not wrong for not cheating with the woman you're with, but by being with the woman you're with, technically you are cheating on the black community.
You're saying technically I'm cheating on the black community from a relationship point of view?
From a community perspective, you're dating outside the race.
I understand.
And in doing that, that could be considered a form of infidelity to our people.
Okay, you said consider in a form, right? But the thing is, right, you have the right to have your opinion. I support my community, my black community, off my actions. Me being vocal about the shit black people go through, men and women. Telling the lady I'm with, don't disrespect the sister. Going out, and if I see a black woman being disrespected by anybody, getting in somebody's face, like, don't do that to her. Carrying groceries. I do certain things that I don't publicize online. I will always advocate for the black woman. And you'll see in my future endeavors, I put my race first. I fell in love with a woman, with her, because she was there for me at my lowest point. It has nothing. If I got
don't get emotional, right, okay? We just conversating. I'm not attacking you, bro.
I'm not emotional.
We're just bringing up issues.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
You understand? So don't. I'm not attacking. This is celebratory, brother. Because we're glad you won the case.
But I'm passionate. I'm faithful. I used to cheat.
But that's not our concern.
Okay.
Our concern is, would you be just as faithful to a black woman?
1,000%. 10,000%. 10,000.
Because you mentioned your woman. And we're not making this about her at all, but she's French, Cape Verdean, and Native American.
Yes.
Right? Are you aware of how racist French people are towards Africans in general?
Now, you're saying in general, not every French person is racist. Not every Native American is racist.
I agree.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can tell you when I don't know something. I'm not aware about that world, but I know the person I'm with is not racist. Because if you're putting that stigma, I'm just saying, you're saying overall the community. I know we're just having a discussion, but I'm just very passionate like you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
If you have a conversation with me and you tell me that overall structurally that the French is racist towards blacks, there are millions of French people who are not racist. So that's unfair to them. If I said, Dr. Umar, you love black people. I love fucking black people. But I said you say I only support black people and nobody else. Is that you saying fuck white people, fuck Latinos, fuck everybody else? Because you have a diverse fan base.
Here's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
There's exceptions to every rule.
Understood.
I will grant you that not every single French man or French woman is necessarily a racist.
Understood.
But the French people are without question racist. And France would not be where she is in the world economic order had it not been for French exploitation of Africa, which continues to this very day. An extremely brutal colonization of African people, might I add you.
Okay.
And so, although there may be some exceptions to the rule, the collective consciousness of all European people is racist towards Africans, which takes me to my next question. Had you not been Kaalan K.R. Walker, would your girlfriend have even considered ever being with you had you not been the celebrity you are?
She was cool with me before the movies. That's why she's cool. She was cool with me before the movie, so I know she wasn't.
You know her since what year?
I met her the same year, in 2018, in the beginning, but my movies haven't came out, and I didn't tell her nothing about me.
Right, but you said you were already well known by 2009.
Yeah, from dancing and music.
But you were still well known and very much on your way. In other words, you held promise. And when you got incarcerated, you were incarcerated. You were incarcerated. You held promise. Your career was blossoming. It was coming.
Got it.
You understand? You were arrested after your movie came out.
Okay. Understood.
So clearly she saw your potential from the success of Superfly. So she had a good reason to stick with you, because you are a brother who has a bright rising star. And if you beat this case, you will probably return to your former status of success.
Okay.
Had you not been where you are in life, would she have ever taken a chance with you at all? In other words, most black male celebrities are with women, Kaalan, who are with them because they are celebrities, are with them because they are basketball players, are with them because they are rappers, are with them because they are football players. Would your girlfriend, who you claim is not racist, which you cannot possibly know, because you can't possibly know.
I know.
No, let me tell you why you, no, you can't.
I do know.
Speaking to you as a psychologist,
and I'm speaking.
You cannot possibly. No, listen to me. Listen, Jay. Listen. Don't get emotional. Listen. No human being, and I study the human mind for a living, no human being can tell you the full contents of another person's consciousness. It is impossible. Do you understand? In other words, she can love Kaalan and still dislike black people.
Okay. So let me make something
White people do it every day.
Got it. Can I respond?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I see your point. You just said I cannot possibly understand, and you showed the whole picture. So now let me rebuttal, sir, respectfully. I look up to you, sir, but I'm a man who stick to my beliefs.
It's okay.
There is no way in hell that if you haven't been to jail and you haven't lost your entire career and you had nothing to your name but peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you is no way in hell you can understand the feeling of a specific woman being there for you, busting her ass at being a waitress at waitressing to make money to talk to you on the phone, moving in with your family to stay close to you, to come to you to visit, staying with you to put money on your books, parading around that I'm with this man when the world is calling him a rapist. If that is not loyalty, I don't know what the fuck loyalty is. And I don't care if the president himself told me I'm wrong. I'm going to stick next to the woman who stuck next to me. I don't give a fuck if she was black, blue, green, or orange. If you have not been to jail, sir, you cannot possibly tell me. I'm still, bro, you represent the whole black community. So look at me. I'm still your child. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But when I'm in jail, if you have not been to jail, sir, you haven't dealt with that heartbreak, that abandonment, that leaving your side. If I get on this live, I'm not talking about no color. If I get on this live and look you in your eye and tell you I am the type of guy who will leave a woman who was down for me, who sacrificed, who moved states to come next to my jail cell, to stay close to me, to be there for me. And I told you right now that when I get out of jail to leave her, what type of man will I be? There's already this stigma on black men that we unfaithful. I'm gonna stick next to my woman. And listen, I doubt it's gonna happen. But if you're saying if I was ever single, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first place I'd be looking is a black woman. But I'm happy with the woman I love and I care about because she helped me at my lowest. No woman wants to stick by a guy that's being called a rapist and the next R. Kelly, and she stuck with me through that. So guess what the fuck I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stick with her through that.
Understood.
Blue, 700 pounds, 800 pounds, 50 pounds, or deaf ear, whatever. I'm sticking with her.
Understood. And no one's asking you to leave her. The question, though, when you say she's stuck with you, is it possible? Is it at all possible that her sticking with you was an investment in her own future and was not exclusively due to benevolent feelings about this black male who's being falsely accused? That's the question.
Got it. No.
Were you an investment in her future?
No woman, and I don't know, no woman will want to proudly stand next to a man who's being called the next R. Kelly. When I was locked up, my attorney, no, listen. Look, whether she saw me as an investment or not, I love talking to you about this. I love it. I love it. So we good. But let me make it clear. I do not know a woman who will be proud to say, "Hi, everybody. The man I'm with is currently in jail facing 150 years to life, and he's most likely going to get convicted, but I'm going to stick by him." Men pray to have that loyalty in any type of woman. If anybody comes across a relationship like that where a person is willing to go to represent a rapist and say, "I love this man. I know he didn't do it." I don't care if she was black. I don't care if she was white. I don't care if she was Latino or Asian.
Are you familiar with the stock market?
I'm familiar with the stock market. Give me the analytics. What are you trying to get? Tell me where you're going with this.
Sometimes when a stock is doing bad, that's exactly when people will buy it. When the stock is doing bad. I'm going to get it when nobody wants it, because I see that although this stock is very low right now, this stock has enormous potential. I can see it, but nobody else can. So I'm going to get 1,000 shares of this stock that everybody think is worthless, and I'm going to ride it out, because once this stock begins to come back, I'll end up being a billionaire off of this penny stock. My point is, Kaalan, you could have been the penny stock for that woman. She bought up all your shares as an investment in her future because she knows you're going to get your career back. And when you do, she cashes in. Investment verified.
Okay. Okay. You said investment verified, right? Here's where you're wrong, though. I don't look at my woman as a stock. She's not looking at me as a stock market. Listen. Look, we can. If that's the case,
go ahead. I'm with you. Brother. Go ahead.
But if that's the case, you can do this with every woman. I'm gonna make it clear. I love now. Listen. Let me ask you.
No. Let me say this before you go. Let me say it before you go. You're right. We can do this with every woman. In other words, you could potentially say, well, every woman is going to invest in me. The difference, Kaalan, is what? The difference is the net economic gain to the black community, or the net economic loss to the black community based on what you earn due to your celebrity. In other words, if Kaalan was with a black woman, you understand, when you start making your millions again, which we're sure you will, that comes to us as a people. That comes to your woman. That comes to your children. The net gain is to the black community. Even if y'all get divorced and you have to pay her alimony, the money comes to the black community. But by you being with a non-black woman, the net gain, it's a loss. It's a net loss. It goes outside the race to another woman's community who doesn't give a damn about black folks, even if you claim she do. The community that will benefit from the money she's getting by being married to a famous black man, You understand? That community does not care about us. I want you to see how when rich black men date outside the race.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you follow what I was saying?
Following. Okay.
Wins
so let me say,
and losses, economic wins and losses for the black community. Marriage is economic, Kaalan. There's no way you can tell me that you're dating a woman who does not know what you may be worth one day. You can't possibly say that.
So let me ask you then. Okay. Let me ask you then.
You were in talks to possibly be the first black Spider-Man before you went to jail, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You
yes, sir.
The first black Spider-Man. If that Spider-Man movie takes off, you know where that takes you? You don't think she's aware of that? Do you really think that woman is in love with you separate from your economic potential? Do you really believe that?
Yes.
Then can you name me one white woman married to a broke black man?
Can't name you one.
Because they don't exist. Whenever a non-black woman dates one of our men, brother, it's for an economic come up. I'm not saying your woman, listen, wait. I'm not saying your woman is a gold digger, but I'm saying your woman is conscious of who she's with and what his potential is. And that has a lot to do with why she rode with you, brother, not purely based on her love. Stop the emotions.
Let me ask you.
And improve your political analysis. No, I want you to understand, and overstand, Kaalan, that you have to have a political analysis. I'm not telling you to leave your woman. I'm saying have a political analysis of your relationship and the person you're building it with.
All right, so let me ask you a few things, okay? So right now, when I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking from my heart. So when you're listening to me, I understand we can have a debate and we can feel free to disagree, but I'm coming to you as a black child or a grown man, but a fellow black man, okay? That's one. I want to make it very clear. I will always love black women. That's my preference. That's my preference. When I was locked up and I lost everything, I just happened to love the woman that was there when nobody else picked up the phone. That's all. It's not a if she, but
it seems like you're stuck in an individualized emotional assessment of your situation.
Sir, I was stuck in an institution that put me in a cage, right? Just like you're trying to get me to understand your views, right? I'm trying to understand. The reason I like this dialogue with us is because it's a chance for learning and education.
Yes.
You have views in the political field that I'm not aware of, but you haven't been to jail. You don't understand that feeling of being completely abandoned in a cage, and whatever person would pick up the phone and be there, I would have ended up with that person. I spoke to her on the phone day or night. She made continuous effort to make sure I was okay. I'm making it clear to you that if the black woman did that to me in jail, I would be with her. If an Asian woman did that to me in jail, I would be with her. With that, when me being in jail, it was not about race. It was about loyalty, man. That's all I'm saying.
So because she was loyal to you in jail.
In my lowest.
At your lowest point, she bought that stock. She bought that stock at the lowest point as an investment. And all she has to do now is sit back, now that the charges are dropped, and watch that stock rise back up to a level that might be higher than where the stock was when she bought it. Brother Kaalan, you were an investment, brother. White people have been invested in black people since slavery. You don't see this? If you was an everyday brother, she wouldn't have called you. If you was an everyday brother, she wouldn't have stood by you. If you was an everyday brother, she wouldn't have been on the phone with you. I'm not demonizing your woman. I'm not disrespecting her because my analysis is political. It's not personal. But I need you to see that if you was Ray Ray or Tay Tay or Mike, you wouldn't be with the 1/3 French, 1/3 Native, and 1/3 Cape Verdean. Do you feel me, my brother?
I hear you on that, brother. Now let me ask you a question so I can learn something. And I want you to be transparent. I'm going to say a statement, then I'm going to ask you a question. If I would have got out of jail. Oh, wait. So this conversation, this passionate conversation you're having with me, if you had a conversation with a black woman who was with somebody that's not black, would you be on her ass the same way?
Oh, absolutely.
You would be, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is my view, right? I believe in people being with people who make them happy. If there's this may sound fucked up to every race that's not black, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. If there is a black woman that I know, and she tells me she has a black man, he's beating her, she's hurt, she's crying, she's sad, and then she meets a white man who makes her feel good, makes her feel special, makes her feel valued, I'll be happy for that black woman. Am I wrong?
But notice how when you define black people, Kaalan, it's always from a deficit perspective. You said if she was with a black man who beat her up and did this, and then she met, why every time we discuss black
when
people,
I was in jail,
it's always from a deficit?
It's not a, listen, sir, listen to what I'm telling you, right? I hear what you're saying, but you do not understand what I went through in jail. I'm having conversations with women, period, about the opposite race and the same race, putting hands on them. I'm hearing different dynamics. One thing about me, when these allegations clear, I'm going to make my first priority helping the black community, black men and black women. I understand that we got it the hardest. I understand that we are the culture. I understand that we suffer the most. We 400 years of slavery. I'm aware of that. So I'm going to help with my actions. With my actions. If I am on a big platform and saying help black people and I'm gonna do this, and that. For example, going back to your, I've been seeing you talking about building a school. I'm gonna get into that in a second. I want to help donate to that cause because I know
appreciate you, King.
For the specific black community of children, I want to be a part of that. But what I'm saying is, if I'm on the mountaintop yelling, black people need to be treated better, this is some bullshit. And then you look at the woman I'm with and she's not 100% black, that should not discredit the love and affection and care I have for my community. Because I know how this entertainment business goes. If breaking news happened, me or her broke up, and you saw me with a black woman, the whole scenario would be different because you just haven't seen me love a black woman in person.
Okay. I
love black women. I love the natural hair. I love the fake hair. I love the natural bodies. I love everything. I love that there's a loyalty that a black woman has to a man that you would never find anywhere else. And I'm aware of that. But I love the woman that held me down when I lost everything. I'm not going to let you sit up here and make me feel like I don't love black women. I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
But I didn't say that. But when you're saying it, let me.
No, I was simply trying to connect the dots between what you claim and the contradiction between what you claim and what you date and who you're with. That's all. So for example, Brother Kaalan, if you walk into a school with your queen, the woman you're with, and you come to a career day in the hood, right? And you come in there to talk to them about, you know, being the best they can be. And you walk in there with the 1/3 French, 1/3 Native, 1/3 Cape Verdean woman. What do you think the effect would be on the minds of little black girls in the 2nd or 3rd grade?
Walking in there, they're going to obviously see diversity in the room, right? The woman I'm with, they're going to see diversity. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to say, little black girl, you're beautiful. You're strong. You have the right to do what you can do anything and accomplish anything you want in your life. But I will also tell them, love who you love. That's what I would tell them. You have listen, let me make something very clear. I have never seen a man on none of these interviews or a woman on none of these interviews that you've done that got millions of views all around the world ever went against you with this type of issue, because they'll either stop speaking or they'll be too pussy to speak their opinion and hold on to their opinion. Every time that you interview somebody or politically debate with somebody, they end up folding to you because they're weak-minded. You're a very strong-minded man, but the problem is I'm a strong-minded man too.
And that's a good thing.
Yes.
But you didn't answer the question.
I think they'll think.
What do you think goes through the mind
what age
of a 2nd or 3rd or 4th grade black girl, elementary school, middle school, high school, but especially elementary?
They're different colors.
What do they think about themselves when they see a black man, successful black man, Kaalan K.R. Walker, come in there with a non-black woman? What is the message to them about who they are?
If I was to take your side and look at your perspective from a African-American young girl, and I saw a black man walk in with a woman who's not 100% black, I would be like, I'm trying to think of it as a child. I'll be like, they're different colors. She doesn't look like me. What's wrong? So I agree with you on that point of view, right? But it's all about communication. I guarantee you, sir, if I walked in that room and didn't explain my story, and they left feeling like they would definitely feeling like they're not good enough. But here's the thing. I would walk in there and tell them why I'm with this girl. I would say it's because of the loyalty. She was there when I lost everything. And explain to these young girls about loyalty, love, commitment, those type of things. And I will encourage them and remind them that they are beautiful young girls, just like the woman I'm with is a beautiful girl. I'm not going to tell, because I'm letting you know right now, if I walk in a room, and I'm with a woman who's not my same color in a room full of black people, and you're right there next to me, and you're preaching to them, only date within your race, only date within your race. I'm asking, I'm not saying this is a statement. I'm asking you to educate. Isn't that a form of racism or no?
No.
Explain
Racism is the ability to control the opportunities and options of another group of people.
Understood.
Racism is power plus privilege.
Okay.
Telling black children and black people that we need to exclusively date within our race is not a form of oppression against white people. It does nothing to the options and opportunities that white people have. But what it does do, my brother, is it guarantees the survival of the black family. Because if we do not date black women, if black women do not date us, the black family does not survive. If successful black men, such as yourself, keeps dating outside of the race, you reduce options for black women. Only 1 out of every 4 black women will get married. And those who do get married will be divorced within the first 5 years. Brother Kaalan, most black women in America will never get married. And one of the reasons they will not get married is because the successful black men, the well-educated black men, and the economically elite black men are too busy doing what you're doing, my brother, dating outside the race. We're not doing it because we hate white people. We're doing it because we want to save the black family, which is becoming extinct.
All right, let me ask you a question then. I wasn't going to share this on this live because it's very personal, but maybe we can use this as an educational moment. So I have a few questions. If you can let me ask questions, explain, because I want to learn, right?
Sure.
My first question is, do you think I can be a black leader? Because you obviously see I'm very vocal. Do you think I want to be a leader, period, of all races and speak the positive into the world? But do you think I could be a leader, one of the leaders of the black community and not have a woman that's 100% black? Yes or no?
Absolutely not.
Understood. Next question. Do you recommend that I leave my woman?
The reason I wouldn't call it a recommendation.
No.
Stay with me. Is because
listen.
You're going to make your own decision.
When you just said, I listen to everything you say, sir. One thing about you, I study you. I look at you. I study you online. I see when everybody freezes. I see when everybody gets nervous. That's why I'm not freezing. I'm going to answer everything you ask me because I'm not. So let me ask you again. And the fact you have to wait and really think about that answer tells me a lot. Let me explain why. Are you recommending that the woman that answered the phone, moved in with the family, put money on my books, came to every visit, wrote me letters, sent me Bible scriptures, told me I'm going to get through this, when the world was calling me a rapist and the comments were full of all race women saying he's never coming home, when the DA's telling me I'm never going home, when my attorney at one point said I don't think you're going home, and then I end up getting out by the encouragement. So are you telling me that I need to walk out of jail, tell her thanks for being there for me when I lost everything, and break up with this woman? Is that what you're when you say not recommendation, do you think that will put me in the right perspective in your eyes to be a leader for the black community when I just support black people, period?